NFL is going international again, and they honestly couldn't have picked a better game to bring back the international series, as the number 1 and number 2 seeded teams in the AFC are going to be meeting in Frankfurt, Germany. Tua, Tyreek, and the Miami Dolphins are flying with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Kansas City Chiefs to play out in Germany this week in Week 9. An amazing matchup. It is going to be a lot of fun. Typically, maybe just because the Jags are a lot of the international games, I haven't really watched too many of them because normally I'm either golfing Sunday morning or maybe I'm still sleeping. But this one will be one I will definitely be tuning in. And as both teams are 6-2, Chiefs are currently the number 1 seed in the AFC just due to tiebreaker reasons. But that being said, though, Chiefs did not look that great in their loss to the Denver Broncos. First time since 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
They've lost. Think about it. There are 7-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids who have never seen the Chiefs lose to the Broncos.
Yeah.
So I found that kind of funny. But also, I mean, it's whatever. Anyways, Miami, though, things are on all cylinders. Good win today against the New England Patriots, 31-17. So there's definitely some vulnerabilities on both teams, but this is going to be an absolutely amazing matchup. What are your overall thoughts on just this game, how the teams have been playing so far, and just overall expectations?
Yeah, so for me, I'll start with the Dolphins here. The Dolphins have the best offense in the NFL at the moment. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson. They even are getting like Braxton Berrios and their tight ends involved. Like I think Tua completed passes to like 8 different guys on Sunday, like which is just insane. So the way that they're spreading the ball around, they're not the most efficient run team, especially with a lot of the offensive line injuries that they've been having. However, they've just kind of swapped run plays as to what you call running through the air for just really highly efficient pass plays.
Yeah.
And then they use their speed outside to kind of draw teams and spread them out so that they can't just run up the field right at this offensive line and get after Tua, really. And even in situations where they wanted to throw the ball down the field today, they were able to hold back New England's pass rush. So with that being said, New England has one of the worst pass rushes in the league currently, with Matt Judon being out. So that didn't help. Also, their star linebacker, Juwan Bentley, got hurt today as well. So like those don't help, but still, like you're still going up against an NFL pass rush there, and they held up pretty well. So that for me is the biggest thing. Like this offense is the best in the NFL, and this defense is really only getting better. Jalen Ramsey came back for his first start of the season today, and then Xavier Howard was inactive, but he is expected to be ready next week, just from his injury last week. So like they should be pretty full go ahead, except for people on that offensive line. So that's going to be the big thing, is that big battle in the trenches for the Dolphins. But other than that, like I going to the Chiefs, and I know I've been talking for a little bit, but I have some serious concerns. One, Taylor Swift will not be in Germany, so Travis Kelce, as we were reminded multiple times today, Travis Kelce does not play well when Taylor Swift is not in the stands.
Yeah, that's getting really annoying now.
Yeah, yeah. So, like he's their best receiver, and even he's having a down year for him. So,
yeah, the biggest thing I saw today from the Chiefs, I mean, when you have 5 turnovers, I mean, when was the last time someone won a game with 5 turnovers? I mean,
never.
I
would be very surprised if somebody.
I'm sure it's happened. Maybe it's even happened this year or like last year. But even then, though, it just bringing up the question, like, normally if you hear a team has 5 turnovers, like, oh, they didn't win the game, you know. Then they had a couple of turnover on downs, and so they didn't look good. The thing for me that was concerning is it's like you're going to have these types of games. We're at the middle of the season where you just bad turnovers, and then like offense just can't seem to find the end zone. And also, too, props to Denver, played a good game.
They did,
in general.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good overall team game, so to say, offensive and defensively. The thing that concerns me actually a little bit is the Chiefs are getting a little bit dinged up on the defensive side of the ball. To me, I think that have been keeping the Chiefs honestly in the win column during these games. Obviously, you have the greatest Patrick Mahomes, but they've been able which has allowed them to kind of get by on some of their weaker receiving talent. But the defense has been really good, particularly in the front 7. If you like Chris Jones leading the way, then you have George Karlaftis still, but then Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, Drew Tranquill. But Nick Bolton got hurt and is on IR. Willie Gay got hurt during this game. He had a tailbone injury.
Yeah, it's
So
something
that
odd. Like,
it just seems to slowly be the kind of weakening the like that front seven, which is where I think they would have gotten a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson and how they got pressure on a lot of other teams. So if they're not able to get that pressure, that to me, I think is going to be the concern moving forward because these teams may, I mean, you can only guard a receiver for so long. Like if you're in the secondary and you're having to guard a guy for 4 or 5 seconds, it's like even the best secondary just can't do that. So you have to be able to get after the quarterback. And Steve Spagnuolo has been able to scheme up a lot of great, blitz packages or good pressures, give quarterbacks different looks. But if you're doing that with second, third string guys, that's really going to have a big impact, I think, on how the defense performs. So that, to me, looking at it, outside of just a poor offensive performance, every team is going to have that.
Yeah.
My concern moving forward is going to be this defense. Can they stay healthy?
But I do have another concern too about the Chiefs is this offensive line gave up. They were like second best in the NFL in terms of pressure rate and sacks given up on this offensive line. They gave up 4 sacks today against the Broncos, and it's not like the Broncos front seven are a bunch of world beaters.
Yeah,
so,
I will say a couple of those too, as they were starting to go down and they were down.
That is true.
Score,
like
Mahomes was holding on the ball, trying to make plays. Not blaming Mahomes or anything. Like you kind of have to do that. So maybe that's where a couple of those sacks came from.
But in this matchup specifically, you're going up against Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, 2 premier edge rushers, and you're going to have to drop back and throw the ball and put up points against this Dolphins team because they've only scored less than, I think their lowest scoring game is 24, and that was 2 weeks ago against the Eagles, who have a top flight defense. And they were able to maybe frustrate Tua a little bit. But even then, it was like they still put up 24 points.
Did they not score 20 against the Bills in week 2? I think that
might
or did they end up doing a late score touchdown? That was like 48-20 they lost.
It was 20. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just didn't know.
Oh, and I guess they actually only put up 17 against the Eagles. So.
Oh, okay. Well, so the Eagles game was still their lowest scoring one. So,
yeah.
But it's going to be interesting, though. That being said, let's talk positively, though, still about the Chiefs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes reportedly, then I didn't know this till at the end of the game, but supposedly did have the flu this week, so maybe was not practicing as much, might not be at 100%. It's still Patrick Mahomes, still Andy Reid. They're going to be going up against a team who is, I would say, a little bit weaker in the secondary aspect, especially than 2. I mean, Broncos do have Pat Surtain, which is going to automatically bump them up the rankings in the secondary. But you said Javen Holland should be coming back. Xavier Hayward should be coming back as well.
Howard.
Howard. Sorry. So help boosting up Jalen Ramsey. I'm pretty sure he played today.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay. Yeah. I see his name here, and so
he had a pick.
Okay. There you go. Well, who doesn't against Mac Jones? Anyways. But it's going to be a great game. I still feel like, especially on that flight over to Germany, just the stage, the atmosphere, I think Mahomes and them rise up to that occasion. So it's going to be just a phenomenal showcase of American football talent to the Europeans. But before we get into predictions here, if you're still with us, one, thank you. I also want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to our channel, help us reach our goal of 2,000 subs by Halloween. Still, if you're here and you haven't subbed with us yet, like this video, hit that subscribe button. Help us just see how many we can get by Halloween. So I think by the time this video comes out, we'll have about 24 more hours. So, but Ryan, I want to throw it over to you here now for your prediction of this international Week 9 game. Who do you have winning the game between Tua, the Dolphins, and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
So I'm going to stick with my rule of thumb here. I pretty much always go with the team on Thursday nights and international games, the teams that just have more playmakers, because it's an odd week. You don't have as much time to go in and game plan. It is more of who's better than who, like who has better playmakers than the other team. And right now I look at the secondary in Kansas City, and I look at the receiving room in Miami, which is arguably the best in the league at the moment. And I can already see you penciling me in for Miami. I just think this is a tailor-made game for the Dolphins to go in there and put up 40 plus on a weak defense that it has a young secondary that is going to see things that they've never seen in an NFL game before, because frankly, this is the first year of what Mike McDaniels is doing with the various motions and the route concepts. And he is like the emerging NFL offensive mind at the moment. So this defense is banged up for the Chiefs. I think this offense is really struggling at the moment as well. And I think Vic Fangio will be able to scheme up some things to slow this Kansas City offense. And this Miami offense is just going to be too much. So,
No, I think that's very fair. I think that Tua, Tyreek, I mean, I love seeing Tua at least look like he's reaching his potential. Like, I'm not saying he's reached it. I mean, who still knows?
He still made some really bad throws today, but like they're not turnover worthy throws. They're just inaccurate. Like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But in general, though, I mean, seeing what this offense has come Tyreek Hill, I want to see him break the receiving record this year. I saw he passed over 1,000 yards. Jalen Waddle had a good game today. He fits super well in that offense. I wish A-Chain was playing because I just like watching him play. I think he also fits well in this offense here. But they are just not as legendary as Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and this offense. I know that they had a down performance this week. If we know anything about Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, they are definitely going to want to bounce back, especially after one of their worst offensive performances, I think, in about 2 years. This is the first game that they haven't scored a touchdown since 2021 when they lost to the Titans 27-3. Didn't put up any offensive points. And I think another thing as well is one of the weaknesses of this Miami team is if you can be a team that has consistent interior defensive line pressure. That's what they have with Chris Jones. It does throw Tua off. It does throw the entire offense kind of off the game plan, and they're not able to have that protection. I think Chris Jones is going to lead the way here on the defensive side. I know we talked about some of those injuries as well, but giving them a week long, I think, especially then with the weakness of Miami, which is that interior offense or just offensive line more as general, and Chris Jones going up against them, I think it'll kind of mitigate a little bit of those injuries, and we'll have to see if Willie Gay is able to go and play. And how he practices throughout the week and how he travels. But that all being said, I think Patrick Mahomes' greatness is just going to come out on the international stage. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I think it's going to be a 38-35 Kansas City victory.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say 42-31 in favor of the Miami Dolphins. I just think the Dolphins are going to pull it out. I think they have more playmakers on both sides of the ball, in my opinion. And I maybe would think different if Kansas City was at full strength. But even I'm not trying to – what broke the game open for the Eagles in the game 2 weeks ago or last week was just the fact that they were always in the right spot. It wasn't really the interior pressure per se for Tua. It was just they were always in the right spot. They were able to limit the big plays to Tyreek only instead of letting Tua really dish the ball around. And I just don't think that Kansas City has the horses to do that right now. So that for me is going to be this is going to be a really exciting game. I'm looking forward to watching this one. But we're going to disagree on this one. So let's go ahead and leave it up to you guys in the comments. Let's wrap it up here. So if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this NFL Germany matchup. Is it going to be the Miami Dolphins? Is it going to be the Kansas City Chiefs? And on that, we'll see you guys next time.